the American Dream.
Dressing rooms, obey my commands at all times, protect yourselves at all times. Shake hands and God bless.
Teddy, what are you going to be looking for early on here?
Well, when I did my fight plan, I did it with a fast track in mind. I didn't do it with a muddy track in mind. You know, and maybe that hurts the favorite Lara a little bit, because kind of like a horse in a horse race. All of a sudden the odds go down just a little bit because he likes to use his legs. On a wet track, can't use his legs as much. Maybe stands in front in the pocket a little bit more against the aggressive Zavec. And right now, I think I'm right. Lara knows he can't use those legs, so he's a little bit nervous about using those legs on this track. So he's standing in the pocket a little bit, being something that he's usually not. A guy who's taking it to his opponent right now, at least early on.
You know, it was interesting to talk to Zavec this week, and he said at one point, you know, I don't expect much special to happen early on in the fight. He's prepared to change strategy and punch his way through in the second half towards a decision. Felt that this fight would be determined in the second half, but you get out there a little early. Canvas got a little moist. Perhaps you change things.
Well, another thing that could come up, you never know, but it could be an X factor. Heads. Zavec has a no contest because the head clash has been cut in 2 of his last 6 fights. He comes in there with his head, and there's his aggression. Usually wide, big shots.
You see the wide, fat shots, especially with the left hand. There he comes again, trying to turn it over, and did finish with a right as well. That was blocked. There's a good probing southpaw jab from Lara.
2 ways to go if you're Mr. Lara, the counterpuncher, with a wide puncher in front of you like Zavec. You can punch inside his shot, stay in the pocket, go right inside those shots, like that. Or you can step out, make him reach a little bit. Get him lost in space.
There's a straight left hand that sends Zavec back. The Cuban on the attack. Erislandy Lara with an offensive surge in the first round.
Lara's taking the head that's being given to him, but what he's not taking right now is the body. That's there for him too. Zavec likes to block, and when he does, and he puts those earmuffs on, he leaves the body around the elbows wide open.
Zavec, the 39-year-old former welterweight titleist from Slovenia, and against the 32-year-old Cuban sensation who calls Miami home.
See, I'd go to the body a little bit. He gets back to the corner. I'm sure that Ronnie Shields, the former #1 contender as a junior welterweight, top trainer in the business, I'm sure he's going to tell Lara, you're finding the head, but go attack that body a little bit. That's there too. See, there's what Lara's doing. When he sees those big shots coming, he can either go right up the middle inside, or he can step out, make Zavec reach, get him lost in space a little bit, and then counter.
As the chance of Cuba round out this opening chapter. Lara off to a good start.
They are pretty, aren't they, those pink little birdies?
You know, it was pretty good looking too with his work in that first round is the 154-pound titleist Erislandy Lara. You can see CompuBox numbers as he landed 34% of his punches in the last round. 21-7 connect advantage for Lara.
You know, I was talking about the possibility of the X factor of head clashes in this fight. I talked about Zavec has been involved in a no contest with head clashes. Lara's been involved in several head clashes in the past, and he's even been penalized for an intentional headbutt. Matter of fact, Lara's been cut in 2 of his last 6 fights. A lot of advantages for Lara. Another one, naturally bigger guy, Joe. Junior middleweight entire career. While Zavec has been a welterweight his entire career, just moved to junior middleweight in his last 2 fights. I think Lara dominates this fight, but that's just me.
That was a slip right there as Teles Asamenos was quick to get in. Had a conversation with the referee, tell us just before this main event. He says there's a lot for him to deal with considering the conditions that they were battling for the course of the past hour. Heavy rains came down before we went on the air.
Another problem for Zavec. Not a real good road guy. Doesn't travel real well. Most of his fights been in Europe. Has only fought in the U.S., Joe, 2 times. Yeah, he's lost both.
Lost to Andre Berto in September 2011. Lost to Keith Thurman in March 2013. That fight was in Brooklyn.
You want to look for something, Joe? You want to see something? Is that a yes?
Absolutely, it's a yes. I'm always up for something.
Thank you, sir. Just watch Zavec when he does come in. He's got slow feet, but watch his right leg. He drags it as though it's almost injured. Look at it. Look how
That's a good example.
Yeah, he leaves
bends that
right
knee and it comes, the toe stays in the ground coming forward.
He leaves it behind. That means there's time for Lara to put his radar on, to pick him up. Look at it again. He's so slow coming in because of the drag of that right foot. Nobody has corrected that in the gym. And when he does that, Lara does this. He's got time to get off. Time to pick him up and get his shots off before Zavec gets to where he needs to get to.
Lara just coming up a little short on that straight left hand.
There's that left hand. That's not
but he meets him there. What a way to close out round number 2. Lara looks so sharp tonight.
Guess what? You can split that guard, and guess what? Lara splits the guard right down the middle with that power shot from the southpaw. And a little chip there. The little chip into it. He can pivot his foot into it. He can get his body weight into it. Lara getting his body weight into those power shots for the southpaw. Those straight lefts.
I mean, there have been times in his career when he's been panned and criticized for being too defensive, just utilizing his speed and skill in winning fights. Not tonight. Says he doesn't feel pressure to be more exciting. Tonight, he just is more exciting.
Well, because he's on a wet track and he knows he's got to set himself. And he's got the right opponent in front of him. Let's be honest about it. But he knows that he's got to be
set. Good combination there, Teddy.
And he is set tonight.
Good combination, and it's Zavec just looks at the. Does he want to continue? It looks like he doesn't at all.
I think he did a no mas.
It's it. As he limps away and favors to his left side, that was it. I mean, he took a heck of a combination. It was followed up with a left uppercut as Lara just blasted away, and Zavec wanted no more. He turned away, and Telis Asamenos had to come in, and you can see the pain he's in.
Dominant performance and a one-sided fight. Zavec did not belong in the ring with Lara.
Look at the pain that Dejan Zavec, the former welterweight titleist, is in. He's pointing to his right shoulder, wincing in pain. As he was hit hard by a combination, came off awkwardly, then an uppercut came in, and when he went off to the side, you could see him immediately turn.
Look, we're not doctors.
How this fight came to an end, Teddy.
Straight left hand was working all night long. For Lara, the power punch, and there it is, the power punch for the southpaw. Straight down the middle, splitting the guard. And then there's where I said that Zavec motion with his right hand to the referee, like, you know, we have to just figure that's enough. And then he got caught another shot because after all, they tell you protect yourself at all times. The referee had not gotten in there yet. And Lara did what a fighter does.
There's the initial combination with the signature straight left, then the uppercut. There. He reaches out to touch gloves, often done on the back end of an accidental foul or something of the sorts. Instead, protect yourself. Lara says, no way. Here I come.
Yeah, the referee wasn't in there, so what Lara's doing is not dirty. You know, he's fighting. But I don't think he was reaching out to touch gloves. I think he was reaching out just to kind of say, hey, you know, I'm not right here.
Something was wrong with that left shoulder.
Yeah.
That right shoulder, excuse me.
I'm not right here, or I don't want to be here. One or the other. Don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to guess on those two possibilities.
Well, at 39 years old and late in the autumn of his career, one more chance for Dejan Zavec, but far, far too much of an elite fighter in Erislandy Lara, who turned on the offense with a night. And Lara with the 13th knockout of his career.
And the end comes at 41 seconds of the third round. Referee in charge, Teles Asimenios, waves off the bout for your winner by technical knockout and still the junior middleweight champion, Erislandy, the American Dream, Lara.